We are all constantly creating. We are all constantly manifesting. We were made in the image of God, the ultimate creator. At first there was darkness, and he said, "Let there be light," and then there was light. But the problem for most people in the world is that they are unconsciously creating. They are not awake to the fact that they are creating their reality. They are not awake to their true power. But like the laws of gravity, it doesn't matter if you understand them or not. They are still happening. You are still on this planet being held down because of the force of gravity. You don't have to understand that it's happening for you to be planted on the ground. And the same goes for the fact that we are all constantly creating our lives and creating our realities. Whether people know it or not, you are doing it. And you are doing it by the thoughts that you are thinking. And this is how I quantum leaped my reality, by radically changing the things I'm thinking. I only live in the state of what it is I want to think, of who it is I want to be. That version of myself that I look at on my vision board every single day, what does she think like? How would she feel? How would she speak? What would she say? But what people don't understand is that you're either creating consciously or you are reacting. Because what is true is that certain things happen to us, especially when we were younger, when it was out of our control, that happened to us that we could not control. But those experiences built out stories and paradigms in our heads that we continue to loop over and over and over and over again for the rest of our lives, unless we consciously change them, unless we consciously choose the thoughts that we want to think. And so if when you were younger, maybe you went through trauma with your parents, you learned that love is not safe. Maybe you saw your parents struggle financially and your family was pinching pennies. You guys were basically on the street. You learned that making money is hard, that it is not easy. Maybe you had friends that tore you down, or people who tore you down, and harmful relationships in your community, whatever. And you learned that people are not there for you. People will not support you. People will not love you. Or that you are not worthy of these things, whether it's health, success, love, friendship, your dreams, whatever. And so these experiences happened in your life, but then that programming, those stories, continued on a loop. And until you consciously change your thoughts and change the way that you want to think, that is what you will experience more of in your life. Over and over and over again. And you might say, well, Hannah, it's real. You have to be realistic. But you have to be literally so focused on where it is you are going that the 3D doesn't matter. Because everything you're experiencing now is an expression of your past thoughts. That's what you have to understand, is that this isn't real. This is all changeable. This is not, you're oh, but no, I really can't do it. No, you can, but you've been living in this reality for so long that has told you can't. So yeah, that's what you're going to experience more of. It's similar to when you start going to the gym, you don't expect to get abs your first day of working out, or your first week, or even your first month. It takes consistency. It takes showing up again and again and again. And it takes these positive habits of taking care of your health, of taking care of your body, to overcome all of those negative habits of eating unhealthy, of not showing up to the gym, of not being consistent, all of these things. But you have to consistently show up and put in the work, show up every single day, do the workout, eat the meal, track these things. And then after a while, 6 months down the line, you'll have more of that body. You'll have more of that body the more that you show up consistently. And so people need to take responsibility for the things that they are thinking and realize that you are either reacting to your 3D, like you're either reacting to the old stories and the limits and the doubts and the insecurities and the things that you don't want, or the things that the world tells you or that your parents taught you, or your traumas and your fears, or you are consciously creating your future by thinking new thoughts. Making money gets to be easy. Why do people love me so much? Why am I so loved? Why am I so valued? Why am I so amazing? Like, I love myself. I love being me. It feels so good to be me. And people might be like, that's so delusional. That's crazy. It's not delusional. It is consciously creating. But it seems like it's delusional because society has normalized complacency. Society has normalized settling. It's normalized complaining and seeing the worst in everything and being realistic and all of these things. That is normal. So speaking life over your life, speaking out of who you want to be sounds so delusional and crazy because that's not real. But it's not that you're ignoring reality. It's that you are consciously creating and you are aware of your power and your ability and your responsibility to change your thoughts to be in alignment with where it is you want to go and who it is you want to be. Is there anything else I want to say? When you are reacting to the 3D, also something in your 3D is your emotions, right? So you might be like, well, I feel insecure. Like, I feel like I can't. That is also part of the 3D that is like not real. And the way that you can separate yourself from this, the way you can consciously create, I will say, that's one thing I really need to touch on, is present moment awareness. Coming back to the present moment every single day. I am the great I am. Getting into the presence of God. Christ consciousness allows you to let go of those doubts and those insecurities. They're not yours to carry. You don't have to carry them. He heals your mind and be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You don't have to think in those continuous victim, lack, blame, suffering ways of thinking. You can release them. And the more you get into the present moment, the more you get into this place of wholeness, like you are whole and complete, you realize you're not separate from those things that you want. So you don't even need them because you're in the present moment. You're in you're in that God quantum energy. But you're also then able to consciously decide the things you want to think. Think the things you want to think. You have to become a purely positive person. And that means cutting out the bullshit, cutting out the noise, cutting out the people that like all they want to do is talk and complain and gossip and limit and tell you why you can't. It's gotta go. And I think that's why I've quantum leaped so hard, is because I'm like, I would rather be alone and in this time of my life of just me and God and focusing on where I'm going and who I'm becoming than be around anyone else who is not in that constant state of consciously creating. It is that serious, like what you think, what you say, how you speak, because it is all creating your reality. It might not be instantaneous right this moment, but it compounds over and over and over again. And if you want to continue to stay in this place of victim, of like blaming XYZ external things, you'll never escape that. You will always be in that reality. So let this be a reminder of your true power. God gave you this power to create your life, to change your reality. But you have to be the one to consciously do it, to consciously think the things you want to think. You have to decide, how do I want to think? How do I want to feel? And you have to be that. Think those things, not I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to get there. I hope I can get there. I'm healing. I'm overcoming. Like, it's already done. It's already done. And that is where you have to keep your mind. Set your mind on things above. Not on earthly things, not on the 3D. None of that's real. Pay no mind to it. Your emotions, your feelings, like if someone came up to you and was like, your hair is purple, you wouldn't be like, oh, like, it's so mean they would say that, because your hair's not fucking purple. So when you have these insecurities of, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, you're like, okay. That's the same thing as you saying my hair is purple. Like, I see you, I observe the feeling, but it's not real. So my hair's not fucking purple. Because I am worthy. I am deserving. That's who I am. And that's how I'm living in my head. And when you do this, when you know who you are solid in who you are, that is how you think, that is how you show up in the world. Reality has no choice but to catch up. So, anyways, that's all. I love you guys so much. Bye.